Hey, what's up? So today we're gonna be talking about this book, Lord of the Kill. Front to back, it is 246 pages long. I don't have a script. I'm sorry, so I'm just gonna be looking at this every once in a while. Anyway, so I'm pretty sure that's like most of the information you need. Yes, I did read it front to back. It was a pretty good book. Anyway. So our first question slash prompts is describe the person who changed the most from the beginning of the book to the end and explain what caused it. So pretty much, surprise, surprise, it's our main character. This boy named Ben, who his parents own a sanctuary for big cats or a reserve for big cats. Pretty much he changed the most from because of big cats, and he changed to big cat. I don't know, it's weird, but let me explain it. So this guy, like, that's his whole life. Like, he's only 16. He likes he loves big cats. He like wants to work with them, like, no matter what. Like, after 14, I was like, oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna work with big cats, but pretty much from the beginning of the book, he went to like, oh, I don't want to go to school, like schools for like people who are doctors, lawyers, and just like higher ups, and then he's all like, his reasoning behind that was like, oh, we already have enough doctors and lawyers in the world, but during the like kind of end, like 2/3 way into the book, his favorite like pet, it wasn't a pet, it was like a tiger, got kidnapped, and they had ransom money, but instead of like getting ransom money, he got like reward money, like, oh, whoever can lead up to these guys' arrest, I'll give you $10,000. And the reason he changed is because he called up his loaded grandma and be like, hey, yo, I need 500,000 for ransom. And his Gma was all like, no, I don't think so. He was like, please. It's like, okay, no, you know what? No, sorry. And then a couple hours later, he rings his Gma up again. He's like, okay, what about reward money? Like 10,000 at least, please. And then she's all like, you know what? If you go back to school within a week, yes, I'll write you down a check for 10 grand for reward money. He's like, but I don't want to go back to school. Okay, then you don't get your reward money. And then he thinks about it like, okay, yeah, fine, sure, I will. And then she's like, okay, bet, say less. Anyway, and then he ends up going to school, like changing his complete mindset because, I don't know, that's the biggest change I read in the book. The second one was, what was the author's purpose? And in my opinion, I feel like there's no right or wrong answer to this, but the author's purpose is to bring attention to, what's it called? To canned hunting. Like, I didn't know that was a thing until I read this book, and it's got me like intrigued in a way. But canned hunting is pretty much like, oh, you're a hunter, you're a hunter, you can go to like some ranch or zoo, not a zoo, a ranch, and pay somebody so you could kill an exotic animal. And like in the book, I'll put up an image somewhere, wherever. In the book, there's like a list of animals and prices on like what you can hunt and like for how much, and that just like baffles me. I'm like, what? That's crazy. And the thing is that like zoos sell the older, not dying, but the older animals that don't attract people, because what attracts people are the babies or like the cubs, the pups, stuff like that. But hunters, they just go to that, and I don't know, that just like intrigued me a lot. And especially how a zoo, like, that has found countless foundations, countless everything for these animals, could sell it to some organization that they know what's gonna happen. I just don't think that's the way, you know. The second one is, or not the third one is, what do you think is the intended audience? And I just put like people who like really good plot twists. I don't know, like this. There was three plot twists, and they all took me by surprise. And I don't know. I think I might have to buy this book. I'm not gonna lie and read it like three times over. I don't know. And my two real world connections is obviously canned hunting because that's one of the reasons in author's notes. He put that's one of the reasons. And then another second real world connection is that people get hurt for what they believe in, you know? Like this dude's parents, they're in India somewhere, and I guess it wasn't like they weren't being able to communicate with them, and it's because they were too like being tortured, like because of what they said about the canned hunting and the triads and the illegal tiger medicine thing. Like they're just getting hurt because of their thoughts, their beliefs, you know. And I feel like people today too are still getting hurt for what they're like fighting for, like gay marriage, just people getting killed over that. Even there was this court case like during summer where this really famous artist, he was tried for something, and I guess the lawyer, he got shot in the head recently because he was just fighting for like some other dude's rights, what he believed in, you know. And then the connection to something I've read is that tigers are used for medical practices. This is pretty much a book about big cats, not like facts, cool things, stuff to look at. No, like this has a whole plot. It's a mystery book. It's got a storyline, put it that way. And yet it was stated here that if like for the kidnapping of the tiger, they're like, if you don't pay this, we're gonna kill it and sell it for millions in the tiger medicine ring to the triads in China or something, in Thailand, stuff like that. And I've read online about tigers being used for medical practices, and I think that's also crazy. Like maybe in ancient, in ancient times, yeah, but that to me is crazy. Anyway, there's my book. We stated on book report, but there's my outside reading assignment done for you. So, yes.